Hello there, it's Gail here from Ornamentology. I thought I'd show you another one of my creations for Christmas. And this journal, again, is made from one of those wine bags that we all seem to have lurking about, and my charity shop certainly does. This one is just very traditional Christmas colours, and I've made it using remnants from the wedding dressing industry, some borrowed embossment folders from my friend, and I found this little piece of gold, kind of almost like ric-rac braiding, in my stash, and it's very sparkly indeed, but there it is. It's called Yuletide Treat because I think it does look a bit like a parcel, doesn't it? It's like a Christmas present, really. So it's got Christmas on it, just in case you're not sure what you're talking about. I mean, it's a bit like stating the glaringly obvious. There's all sorts of things going on in here. I've got this little piece of card that looks like a letter, but it folds out, so you can write a list of sorts on there if you were that way inclined. And I utilised a little stamping die thing that I found in the charity shop. This has also got vintage greetings cards in. This is very lovely. I think it's probably about a 1930s one, and this one was it had this aperture in it so that you could actually have a picture of your loved one. I've actually put this picture of a Christmas tree in mine, but you could actually, you know, have a picture of your family in there and have this as a little keepsake of that particular Christmas. This is an envelope that I haven't put anything in. I've left it to your imagination. You can put in there whatever you like. And I haven't sealed it up or stuck it down, so it's kind of available for you to glue, not glue, use or not use. And you can write, you know, you might write a secret message in there for all I know. Again, another Christmas card of a vintage, well, it's not actually, it's a Happy New Year card. It's very iridescent and sort of almost metallic. I think this is probably a bit later. I think this is probably a 1930s one. You can tuck something in there if you want to. I haven't, but let's just fold all that back. And then here, I've got an embossment of snowflakes and a very modern label that you can put on your Christmas presents. And I just found this lurking about in my stash, and it just looked very festive, so I thought I'd tuck that in. That could be quite interesting on a Christmas present, couldn't it? But it's so sparkly, it's absolutely wonderful. So this is a little tuck spot, and I've put in a couple of things that you can use as labels. Should you wish to do so. I think this Christmas card is a handmade one. It's obviously a vintage one. It's very sort of mottled and stained for its years, you know, because of its years. But I think this has been hand painted. And the reason I say that is because inside this beautiful handwriting, she's got the lines that she's used to make sure that it's all kind of level, and all that beautiful cursive writing. And at the other end of the Christmas card, it tells you who it's from and who it's by. So I've put some tea-dyed paper. I quite liked using this journal thing in here because it's got the green and the red in it, so it kind of works with the theme colour, if you will. I know it's a tenuous link, but that's how it is in my world. A bit of modern bunting. I quite like that whole juxtaposition between vintage book and modern things. A bit more of the tea-dyed paper. This is an embossment of a dove, which is quite interesting. This is a blue throat. There's a reason why that's in there, and it's because on the other side of it is a robin, which I think is quite lovely, and the colours of this kind of link up very nicely. So this is again a vintage Christmas card. It's just lovely, and you can write on the back of there. The thing is, these bits of ephemera, once they're used, and you know, people don't send Christmas cards anymore. This isn't going to be something that, you know, generations to come are going to have, because we just don't live like that now. A bit more of that ledger paper. This is to Jean, from Jean, and all at number 7. I think Jean, by the looks of this, might have been a young person. She obviously had a bit of trouble with her pen, bless her. But how lovely is that? She needs to practice her penmanship. I think it could have been a young person, to be honest. A bit more of an in the back of a Christmas card. I used the top of it for something else. This is the bottom bit for a pocket on something earlier, I think. This is another bit of an inside of a Christmas card. You can write on the back of it. More ledger paper, more tea-dyed. Again, another bit of the... it's a piece of the back of a Christmas card. It's the back, actually, of the one that was handmade, if I'm right. Let me look. Yes, it is. No, it's the back of this one, I beg your pardon. This tells you about the robin, and this tells you about the blue throat. You got the blue throat because it was on the same page as the robin. Sorry. This is a bit of writing paper on the back of this embossed holly and berries. More tea dyed, more journal, more tea dyed. There's a lot of tea dyed and journal in here. There's lots of space for things in here. Oh, and this is the back of the Christmas card that I think was handmade. And the reason I think it was handmade is because it's from Nolene and it's to Granny. It's to Gran from Nolene. And I think Nolene, bless her, made this card. And I don't know who Nolene was or is, probably was now. But good on her for painting a picture of a robin and sending it to her Gran. And it says Christmas 1930 something. She ran out of letters for the other bit, bless her heart. So here's the back cover, little Christmas tree bit in here. And here in the back of here is the stir-up sundae and the Biro Xmas cake and Xmas pudding, because in the 60s that's what they used to call Christmas. It's a strange situation, but I've pinned that in there. You can tuck other things in there if you want to. This is just a label that says, have yourself a merry little Christmas. And this goes over here. This goes over here like this and fastens that away. It's got a bit of room to grow, so if you wanted to put other things in, you can. In the back here, I've got a little bundle of, I think it might be Christmas biscuits, I think. And this little card. It's the modern mixed with the retro. I'm actually going to put the sweeties under there, like so, and the car in there like so, because I just quite like the idea of that. But you can move it about as you see fit. It's called Yuletide Treat. It's £40 and it's ready to go. Let me tell you the size. That would be helpful, because you know we all want to know what size things are these days. Well, we do anyway, don't we? So it's about 5 3/4 by 5 1/4, which in centimetres is, let me give you the measurements the same way around, about 14.5 centimetres by 13 centimetres. And it's ready to go. Again, Yuletide Treat. It's £40 and it's all recycled, and it's got lots of very lovely vintage Christmas cards that are only going to appear here because, you know, quite a lot of people discard them, and it seems like such a terrible shame, but it's the way of it. But it's an interesting little keepsake. You could use the writing paper to just maybe have this as your this year's memory book of what happened to you at Christmas. You know, you could put pictures of the people that came to your house, or, you know, little events that you like the look of. I've written on here in pencil, so you can actually rub it out, and that could be your naming of what this journal's about. You know, print out your little images of yourself opening your presents, or pulling your crackers, or, you know, getting the stuff out that you do for when Santa's coming. It's just a sweet little book, and a collection of a snapshot of what Christmas used to be like in times past, and hopefully when you've got it and put your memories in it of what times you're having. Anyway, thank you very much for your time. If you want this book, just let me know and I can post it out to you in the usual way. Take good care of yourselves, and thanks for your time now. Bye-bye.